Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. China. Just saying the name conjures up images, doesn't it? Forbidden cities, pandas munching on bamboo, and enough neon lights to make Las Vegas blush. But beneath the dazzling exterior lies something even more fascinating. An economic transformation so profound, so rapid, it's left the rest of the world playing catch-up. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dive headfirst into the captivating story of China's economic rise. Buckle up, Buttercup. A sneak peek at China's wild ride. We'll take you from the fields of rural China, where centuries-old traditions met head-on with radical economic reforms, to the bustling factory floors that churn out everything from iPhones to electric cars. We'll meet the people on the front lines of this economic revolution, from the tech moguls raking in billions to the factory workers struggling to make ends meet. Now, let's get down to business, shall we? All right, folks, let's talk shop. When it comes to China's economy, the first rule is there are no easy answers. See, China likes to call its economic system socialism with Chinese characteristics. But let's be real, it's more like a capitalist buffet with a side of Communist Party control. On one hand, you've got private businesses booming, entrepreneurs making it rain when, and a stock market that makes Wall Street look like a sleepy retirement home. On the other hand, the government still owns a hefty chunk of key industries, controls the banks, and can pretty much shut down any business that gets a little too big for its britches. Let's rewind the tape, shall we? Back in the 1970s, China was about as economically exciting as a bowl of plain rice. Necessary, sure, but not exactly setting the world on fire. Then came Deng Xiaoping, a pint-sized leader with a giant vision. His motto, "It doesn't matter if a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice." Deng wasn't hung up on ideological purity. He wanted results. So, he did the unthinkable. He cracked open the door to capitalism, creating special economic zones where foreign investment was welcomed, and private enterprise was allowed to flourish. Section 3. The price of progress inequality and the urban-rural divide. Here's the thing about economic miracles. They rarely benefit everyone equally. While China's coastal cities were transformed into gleaming metropolises, the rural countryside often lagged behind, like a forgotten sibling stuck in an endless time warp. The result? An economic chasm between urban and rural China, a tale of two nations existing within the same borders. Now, to be fair, the Chinese government is acutely aware of this problem and has taken steps to address it, pumping money into rural infrastructure and social programs. But it's a bit like trying to put out a forest fire with a garden hose. The scale of the challenge is simply massive. Section 1. The People's Republic of Workaholics, 996, Culture and the Hustle. Now let's talk about the engine driving this Chinese economic machine, the people. Specifically, their legendary work ethic. Forget your casual Fridays and unlimited vacation days, folks. In China, it's all about the hustle. We're talking 996 culture, where working from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week is considered the norm, not some cruel form of corporate torture. Section 2. From rags to riches and back again, navigating China's income gap. So all this hard work, all this hustle, surely it's translating into widespread prosperity, right? Well, yes and no. See, China's economic miracle has created an unprecedented number of millionaires and billionaires. But here's the catch. China's income inequality makes America's look like child's play. While the urban elite are sipping champagne and buying private islands, millions in rural areas are still struggling to put food on the table. Section 3. Building the future, brick by brick, the human cost of China's success. And let's not forget the human cost of China's rapid industrialization. Remember those gleaming skyscrapers and sprawling factories? They didn't just materialize out of thin air, folks. They were built by an army of migrant workers, often from impoverished rural areas, who left their families behind in search of a better life. These are the unsung heroes of China's economic miracle, the ones who toil long hours in often dangerous conditions, all for the promise of a slightly better future for themselves and their families. Section 1. The Bamboo Curtain Rises from Mao to Market Reforms. All right, history buffs, buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through China's economic evolution. Picture this. It's the 1950s, and Mao Zedong, the People's Republic's founding father, is calling the shots. He's got big plans, folks. Really big plans. We're talking collectivized farms, backyard steel mills, and an economic system that makes even the most hardcore socialist blush. It was the era of the Great Leap Forward, a bold, some might say disastrous, attempt to transform China from an agrarian society into an industrial powerhouse overnight. Spoiler alert, it didn't quite work out as planned. Instead, it led to widespread famine, economic chaos, and a whole lot of awkward silences at Communist Party meetings. Section 2. Enter the Dragon. Economically speaking, China's global ascent. With the door to capitalism ajar, foreign investment came pouring in like tourists on a Great Wall tour. Factories sprang up like mushrooms after a spring rain, churning out everything from cheap plastic toys to high-tech gadgets. China became the world's factory floor, a magnet for multinational corporations seeking low-cost labor and access to a rapidly growing consumer market. But it wasn't just about cheap labor. China was playing the long game, investing heavily in education, infrastructure, and technology. And just like that, China went from being the new kid on the block to the economic heavyweight everyone was trying to impress. Section 3. From copycats to innovators, the rise of Chinese tech titans. Now, in the early days, China was often accused of being a land of copycats, churning out cheap knockoffs of Western products. But what the critics failed to realize was that China was learning, adapting, and innovating at a pace that would make your head spin faster than a Beyblade in a washing machine. Enter the Chinese tech titans, companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and Huawei, who emerged from the shadows to become global players in e-commerce, social media, and telecommunications. China was no longer content to be the world's factory. They wanted to be the world's innovation hub, a place where the future was being written in binary code. Section 1. The future is now, China's ambitious global agenda. All right, folks, hold on to your chopsticks because China's economic ambitions don't stop at their borders. Enter the Belt and Road Initiative, China's grand plan to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through a network of roads, railways, ports, and pipelines. It's like a modern-day Silk Road, but instead of spices and silk, they're trading goods, services, and, let's be honest, a whole lot of political influence. Critics argue that the Belt and Road Initiative is a Trojan horse, a way for China to trap developing countries in debt and expand their geopolitical influence. Section 2. The Green Giant awakens China's role in the climate change battle. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should we say the smog-breathing dragon in the sky climate change. China, with its coal-powered factories and traffic-choked cities, has long been the world's biggest polluter. But here's the twist. They're also becoming a leader in clean energy, investing heavily in solar, wind, and electric vehicles. The question is, can China, the world's factory floor, transform itself into a green energy superpower without sacrificing economic growth? It's a tightrope walk, folks, but the fate of the planet might just depend on it. G20. Not just another dinner party, especially when China's hosting. Where do global power plays and climate change negotiations go down? At the G20 summit, of course. Imagine a room full of world leaders, each with their own agenda and entourage. It's like a high-stakes diplomatic dinner party. And when China hosts the G20, they don't mess around. Red carpet, fireworks, and Peking duck for a small army. Beneath the glitz, China showcases their economic might and diplomatic clout. They're setting the agenda and brokering deals. Balancing ambitions with global stability is a delicate dance. Hold on to your algorithm-loving hats, folks, because we're diving headfirst into the wild world of Chinese artificial intelligence. Forget about self-driving cars and robot butlers. China's taking AI to a whole new level, one that's both awe-inspiring and, let's be honest, a little bit creepy. We're talking facial recognition software so advanced it can identify a jaywalker from space. We're talking AI-powered surveillance systems that make Big Brother look like a nosy neighbor peering through your curtains. And we're talking algorithms that can predict your future shopping habits with scary accuracy. Now, some might call it innovation. Others might call it an Orwellian nightmare. But one thing's for sure, China's going all in on AI, investing billions in research, development, and deployment of this game-changing technology. They're creating AI unicorns, startups valued at over $1 billion, faster than you can say Jack Ma. They're attracting top talent from around the globe, luring them with fat paychecks and the promise of working on cutting-edge projects that could change the world. So, what does this AI revolution mean for the average Chinese citizen? Well, in some ways, it's already transforming daily life. Imagine walking into a store where the shelves are stocked with your favorite snacks, your face is your credit card, and a friendly AI assistant helps you pick out the perfect outfit. It's convenient, it's efficient, and it's just a taste of what's to come. But it also raises some big questions about privacy, data security, and the potential for AI to be used for less than benevolent purposes. Think about it. When your every move is tracked, analyzed, and potentially manipulated by algorithms, who's really in control? It's enough to make you want to ditch your smartphone, move to a remote village, and live off the grid. But even then, China's AI ambitions might just find you. They're developing AI-powered drones that can deliver packages to remote areas, AI-powered tractors that can farm without human intervention, and even AI-powered toasters that can make the perfect piece of toast every time. Okay, maybe I made that last one up, but you get the point. China's AI revolution is coming for us all, whether we're ready for it or not, and it's going to be a wild ride. So there you have it, folks. A crash course in China's economic rise. A story of ambition, innovation, and a whole lot of hard work. From rural backwater to economic titan, China's journey has been nothing short of remarkable, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of its people. But as we've seen, China's economic miracle comes with its fair share of challenges. The widening gap between rich and poor, the environmental consequences of rapid industrialization, and the ethical dilemmas posed by their embrace of artificial intelligence. These are issues that China, and indeed the world, must confront head-on. And let's not forget the big question looming over this entire narrative. Can China maintain its economic momentum without sacrificing the well-being of its people and the health of our planet? Can they find a balance between economic growth, social equity, and environmental sustainability? The answers, my friends, are far from clear. But one thing's for sure. China's choices, its successes, and its failures will have profound implications for all of us. So buckle up, Buttercup, because the ride's just getting started. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of China's economic rise, complete with all its complexities and contradictions. We've covered everything from Deng Xiaoping's capitalist cat theory to the potential for AI-powered toasters to take over the world. Okay, maybe not that last one, but it's only a matter of time, right? We hope you've learned a thing or two, had a few laughs, and maybe even developed a newfound appreciation for China's economic ambitions. But most importantly, we hope we've sparked your curiosity, your desire to learn more about this fascinating country. Hit that subscribe button and join us on this wild ride. We promise you won't regret it.